Nearly 2 miles above the Peruvian Amazon, 17-year-old Juliane Koepcke is falling through a thunderstorm. The airliner around her is broken apart. She is still strapped to a row of 3 seats. The next clear image in her memory is daylight under the trees. Christmas morning. Rain touches her face. A broken section of seats lies above her. Beyond it, the aircraft and everyone who traveled inside it have vanished. How does an injured 17-year-old escape a forest with no road and no signal? Her collarbone is broken, one knee will barely carry her, and one eye is swollen shut. Her glasses are gone, so is one sandal. Rescue is 11 days away. She has no map and almost no food. The canopy will hide her from aircraft, while every wet wound works against the time she has left. Her only advantage is the forest itself. Long before this flight, Juliane learned that its sounds and water can point toward people. 24 hours earlier, Juliane is at Lima's airport with her mother, Maria. It is Christmas Eve, 1971. Her father is waiting hundreds of miles east at Panguana, the rainforest station the family calls home. Maria and Juliane board a Lockheed Electra bound for Pucallpa. Inside, Juliane takes a window seat near the back. Maria sits beside her. Luggage and Christmas packages are stored overhead, and beyond the glass, 4 turboprops begin turning for what should be a short flight. Juliane knows the world waiting beyond Pucallpa. Her parents are zoologists, and she has spent long stretches at Panguana learning the rainforest by sound, which calls belong when the forest is changing, and how moving water connects one place to another. One rule stays with her. If you are lost, find flowing water and follow it downstream. Water widens. People need water. It can become a route. Shortly after midday, Flight 508 leaves Lima carrying 86 passengers and 6 crew. The city falls away beneath the wing. The journey should take less than an hour. For roughly 25 minutes, nothing inside the cabin suggests it will not. Then the light outside changes. Clouds close around the aircraft. Turbulence opens the overhead bins, dropping luggage and Christmas packages into the aisle. The cabin shakes harder. Beyond the windows, there is only rain and flickering light. Flight 508 is deep inside a severe thunderstorm. Juliane later remembers a blinding flash at the right wing. The Electra pitches into a steep descent. Beside her, Maria says, "Now it's all over." Then the walls of the cabin begin to separate, and the roar around Juliane collapses into open air. Juliane would later describe the instant with one impossible reversal. She had not left the plane had left her. The exact chain of failure remains uncertain. What is known is that the Electra broke apart inside severe weather after the flash she remembered. Still belted to 3 linked seats, she drops through cloud and rain. The row may rotate. Rising air and layers of branches may slow it. None of that can be proved. The canopy rushes upward, and Juliane's memory disappears before the ground reaches her. Her memory returns in fragments. Rain on her face, the inverted seats, darkness, then daylight. She is on the forest floor. When she moves, pain fixes one arm against her body, and the injured knee will not hold steady. One swollen eye narrows her vision. The other cannot focus without glasses. She calls for her mother and listens. Nothing answers but rain, insects, frogs, and birds. She keeps calling. Still nothing. Yet the sounds are familiar. They are the same layered voices she has heard for years at Panguana, and that recognition gives her the first thing the crash took away: orientation. Juliane searches near the seats. She finds no sign of Maria, only a small packet of hard candy. Waiting offers no clear route, and the canopy is too dense for anyone above to see her. Then, beneath the rain, she hears moving water. The sound leads her to a narrow trickle. It is too small to promise rescue, but it connects to the rule she learned at Panguana. Flowing water joins larger water, and people build beside rivers. For the first time since the aircraft vanished, she has a direction. Leaving means giving up the only fixed point she has. Juliane continues searching for Maria and calling into the trees. No answer comes. She steps into the trickle and turns downstream. The waterway does not create an easy path. Fallen trunks block the banks. Roots and mud catch at her feet. Sometimes she walks beside the stream. Sometimes she wades through it. As the channel widens, she can swim or let the current carry part of her weight. Every choice follows the same direction, downstream. Where the water is opaque, she probes ahead with a stick. When fallen trees close the bank, she returns to the channel. Each decision is small, but a fall on the injured knee could stop her progress. Hour after hour, the sequence repeats. Test the ground, find the current, keep downstream. Rain has soaked every branch, so there is no dry firewood. The forest holds food, but much of it can poison someone who guesses wrong. Juliane refuses to guess. She drinks from the stream and measures out the hard candy until the packet is empty. After that, she moves with almost no food. After the candy is gone, the days narrow to water, pain, and distance. Rain keeps her wounds wet. Insects bite through the night. Each morning, her shoulder is stiffer and her knee carries her a little less far. The river keeps widening, but Juliane's world is becoming smaller. Then the river leads her past another row of aircraft seats. 3 passengers are still strapped to it, partly hidden by the forest. Juliane stops. One of them is a woman, and from where she stands, the woman could be Maria. Using a stick, she turns the woman's foot just far enough to see the toenails. They are painted. Maria never painted hers. It means this woman is not her mother. It does not tell Juliane where her mother is or whether she is alive. The question travels with her. Above the canopy, search aircraft pass through the region. Juliane hears engines but cannot make herself visible through the roof of leaves. Each sound offers the same brief possibility. Someone is close. Then the sound moves away. Eventually, the engines stop returning. Juliane interprets the silence as the search ending. For the first time, rescue no longer feels like something descending from the sky. If it exists, it is somewhere ahead of her, along the water. Her route remains correct, but her body is losing the argument. Without food, each bank feels steeper. Cuts stay wet. Insects find the exposed wounds. She can make one good decision after another and still be overtaken by infection. Near her shoulder, one open wound has become infested. Fly larvae are inside it. Juliane pulls the fabric away and tries to remove them, but she cannot clear the wound. Her strength is fading, and every hour the infestation remains becomes another limit on how far she can travel. The stream has become a river. That is evidence the method is working, but it also creates a harder question. A river can lead to people only if she remains conscious long enough to reach them. She keeps alternating between the current and the bank, conserving what strength remains. Near the end of the ordeal, a shape appears beside the water. A motorboat pulled against the bank. Juliane first doubts what she is seeing. She reaches it, touches it, and follows a path uphill. At the top is an open-sided forest shelter.
No one is there.
Inside the shelter are an outboard motor and a container of fuel. Juliane remembers seeing fuel used against larvae in an animal's wound. She applies it to her own. The burning is immediate. So is the result. She can finally remove the infestation, though the wound remains open. Heavy rain returns. She cannot continue, and for once, continuing would be the wrong decision. Juliane stays beneath the roof. After days of following water, she has finally reached evidence of other human beings. Now, she has to wait for them. A group of local forest workers arrives at the shelter. They find a 17-year-old girl, injured and barely able to stand, in a place no passenger should have reached. They clean and treat her wounds, give her food, and stay with her through the night. The next morning, the workers help her into their motorboat and take her downriver. Juliane has not escaped alone. Her knowledge brought her to their shelter. Their knowledge of this river now carries her toward Tornavista, food and medical care. The current that guided her out becomes the road home. At Tornavista, she receives medical care. A small mission aircraft then flies her toward Pucallpa, where she is reunited with her father. Searchers use her directions to locate the wreckage. Only then does the scale of what happened become unavoidable. Flight 508 carried 92 people. 91 died, including Maria Koepcke. Juliane is the sole survivor who lived to be rescued. The story is often reduced to the height of her fall, but the number that shaped her life was not 3,000 meters. It was 91. The crash happened on Christmas Eve. Juliane reaches help in early January, 11 calendar days after Flight 508 entered the storm. For most of that time, she moved through the forest alone, following water and carrying one unanswered question. Where was her mother? Juliane later becomes a biologist, earns a doctorate, and leads Panguana as it grows into a protected conservation area. Years after the crash, she returns to the wreck with Werner Herzog. Metal still lies among the trees. She says confronting the place helped her face memories carried since 17. Luck may have carried Juliane to the ground. Knowledge led her to the river. Other people carried her home. The forest was never the monster in this story. It was the place she understood well enough to read, and the place she chose to spend her life protecting. There are more stories like this one waiting. Subscribe if you want to hear them.